Okay, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. A'udhu billahi minashaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. اللهم إنا نستعينك ونستغفرك ونستهديك ونؤمن بك ونتوب إليك ونتوكل عليك ونثني عليك الخير كله ونشكرك ولا نكفرك ونخلع ونترك من يكفرك. اللهم إياك نعبد ولك نصلي ونسجد وإليك نسعى ونحفظ نرجو رحمتك ونخشى عذابك إن عذابك بالكفار منه. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين. آمين. In the previous verse, the main theme was blazing fire. Now, what is the reason to go there and to leave the blazing fire in one's life? Because they called the truth a lie and turned their back to the truth. They are bound to experience the blazing fire. Now, today, we will continue on the flip side of it, other side of it. Verse 17. We say you can never an ethical, but he who is conscious of God shall be kept away from the blazing fire, from it, the blazing fire. The qualification of a person who is described here as the conscious of God, a person who is conscious of God, is described in the following verse as opposed to the other side. No. Giving a lie to the truth and turning back to the truth is the reason to experience the blazing fire in one's life. When a person is conscious of God, then of course he will not experience, normally, he will not experience the blazing fire. The blazing fire will be kept away from him, from this person. The qualification of, we studied a lot. We talked about what makes a person conscious of God. We will talk about it. But as the qualities are listed in the following verses, we will get into it even more. How it starts first. Verse 18 says, these people who are conscious of God, الذي يؤتي ماله يتزكى, that who gives his wealth away, gives away as self-purification, but so that he will be purified in himself. Now, the problem where we study this, but I think in this context we have to repeat as well what we understand from Arabic word mal, English translation here, wealth. That wealth, his wealth. I think it is worth repeating it, because it is used in a very narrow sense in the community, not only in Muslim community, all people, even among the unbelievers, when you talk about wealth, what do they understand? Their property, their bank account, their money, right? And unfortunately, this understanding is so wide that even the students of the Quran reduces the meaning of the wealth, the word wealth, to property. But we don't qualify, make clear what the property we have, what wealth we have as human beings. What do you think? Well, most probably you know. Let me hear. Let's see all together, share what we understand from the word wealth. Apart from your money. To me, the Quran doesn't mean that. Money doesn't mean money. Which kind of wealth you have? Think about it. Yeah.
It's a sense of self-awareness.
Now, self-awareness is the most important wealth that you have. The point, it is given to you. It is your property now. But we have to define that this property is a human property. Well, I use very tough language or hard language. We should not identify ourselves with the qualities that the animals have. Right? For example, a horse, a donkey. Their wealth is what? They can carry loads. Yep, that's their wealth. But human beings must have different wealth, which makes them human beings. Self-awareness. So I love it. Yeah, if you and I were not aware of our own existence, self-awareness, we can be human beings. But so all the other things, even we have the property or the property of the world is belonging to us. If you are not self-aware, what does it mean? It would mean nothing to you, to your human side, right? Excellent point. What else? Because self-awareness is one of the fundamentals. Animal, anything as a human being, which kind of wealth you have? Most important. Well, sorry?
Time.
Time? Okay. I don't want to go into the term time because, in fact, if we don't define what time is, the word time means nothing. What do you mean by time? We have to ask always, what do you mean by time? But of course, time means it's a continuation of existence. If you accept that the universe is created, that's why it exists, and you can use the expression after confirming that the universe is created, you can use continuation of creation. So creation is presented to us. But Maybe we can include in it very important elements in this continuation of creation of us, that we exist, we are created, or we are being created. It means createdness is the most fundamental wealth. We are created. We exist. Can you imagine? We exist for no reason. I think, sorry if you heard this explanation from me on many occasions, the most essential, the most important wealth we have is the least attention paid to existence. You say, we are healthy, everyone says, oh, health is important wealth. Yeah? But if you don't exist, all the rest doesn't mean anything. Doesn't make sense even if we didn't exist. So the existence should be taken very seriously. When you say time, if you meant, or not only personally you, when a person uses the word time, if he means continuation of existence, of course, if I did not exist, the existence of the rest of the world would mean nothing to me. I don't exist. Right? So time means the period, at this in this world, the period that I have been given existence as far as I'm concerned. That is my most fundamental wealth. Get it? Yeah, as far as I am concerned. The universe exists. We can conclude this sentence. The universe exists because I exist. If I did not exist, the existence of the universe, as far as I'm concerned, would mean nothing. I wouldn't be aware of anything. So the existence of the universe is only valuable for me if I exist. I exist, then the universe exists for me. So never, ever forget that. Under any condition of life, hardships, happiness, happy hours, happy times, regardless, as long as we exist, that's it. The most valuable wealth we have. Somebody wanted to say? Okay.
I have a question. So, I guess this is a statement, but it's an incomplete statement that I'm struggling with. So, wealth, as I understand it so far, is basically existence of anything that I'm not using the traditional word of enriches, but anything that enriches or empowers me to, in a way, become myself or know myself. What are your thoughts on this statement?
First of all, there must be a reason you said that this is an incomplete statement, because we didn't still come to the. I feel that because we said gives his wealth away. Now it's a big problem. No? But in order to study what does giving away something mean, we have to know the main object of wealth. Now we have been studying wealth. We will continue to study what does giving away mean in the context of the teachings of the Quran. These are not difficult matters. It is easy, but it is easy to understand. But only obstacle for us why we don't grasp the meaning or the message of the Quran and reduce it really to an ordinary advice or something like that. Maybe moral teachings, morality teaching, something like this. Of course, it is included, but Quran, God's speech must be understood in terms of the purpose of God speaking to me. Now, my Creator is speaking to me. Now, let's not jump to the second part of the incomplete statement. As you said. When God tells me that your wealth, you have to give away your wealth, I should not take the word wealth as it is described in the dictionary. If you take the dictionary, Arabic English dictionary, al-mal, they will say commodity, goods, wealth, property, this kind of explanations. Because these dictionaries don't understand the language of God. They understand the language of their practical usage, their practical perception of the world, practical perception of the world. So we call it dictionary definitions of the words are bound to be secular. But God is teaching us not to be secular. The problem lies there. I used to say a lot in last year or something, not very recently, no one can ever understand the Quran with dictionary. If you try to understand the Quran with dictionary, you will definitely go translation. Through translation, you will understand the Quran in terms of secular life or secular understanding. But you will have a morality in it. For example, normally if you read an ordinary translation, as it says here, those people who will be saved from, who will be kept away from the blazing fire are those who gives or spends, they say, spends their wealth in a good way. I mean, not for nothing, to help other people, other things, not necessarily to save the environment included, but especially the other people. That's what the ordinary dictionary will can only present the meaning to you. But this is the last thing in God's intention to teach us, because in other parts of the world, the speech of God, God says, look, I created you. I gave you life. I gave you eyes. I gave you heart, mind. These are our wealth. I gave you consciousness, self-awareness. You know what you are doing there. These are all words used in the Quran. But what we do in the dictionary, property or mal in Arabic, mal is described or translated as property, wealth, commodity, merchandise. It's also mal, merchandise. It's also mal. That's it. So giveaway means really giving your extra property to the needy ones. That's what we understand from the Quran. If we don't take the purpose of the Quran into account and think about it accordingly, first we should understand, first, one, what God should mean by the word. Let me use the Arabic one. Did you all learn that? The wealth is in Arabic, ma, what wealth? What do you think God should tell me about wealth? Not the society, not the secular civilization. God will tell me. In the eye of God, what is wealth for a human being? Giving away, again, requires the same questioning. What God should really mean by asking me to give away? Right? What does he mean? God's mean, give away. What does he expect me to do? Give away, you have, let's say, simple example, you have $10, you gave $5 to a needy one. So, is it the purpose of your existence? If the main ultimate aim of feeding the poor was the purpose of the existence, excuse me, the Creator could have set the order of the universe in such a way that no one needs to give away. Go to the forest. Animals don't give away anything to any poor other animals. They feed them. When they are full, they leave the rest, go away, go ahead with your life, with their life. They don't give away. But if they are hungry, they eat first themselves, except their young. This is a temporary result, how they are encoded in their nature. Otherwise, their life is perfectly balanced. You don't see an animal who dies because of lack of nourishment in the forest. So it means the Creator could have organized human life in this way as well. It is not the point, because it is not one of the purpose of my existence, or the existence given to me when expected of me to do something. I have to give away in a way, I don't know, we have not studied yet, our human wealths. We shouldn't own it, keep it for my own worldly purposes. For my own worldly purposes, which means worldly purposes means to have a better life standard until I die. It's not human. Yes, we would like to have a better life standard, but it's not the purpose of a human being to be in this world. Animals, yeah, they struggle for having a happy, satisfied life. Yes? But they die, they have no other concern, because they don't have human qualities to question. Why am I here? Why am I giving all this? What does giving away mean? Now, self-consciousness, existence, I would say, your word time. What else? Wealth.
Freedom.
So, to choose, ability to choose. Yeah.
Intellect.
Intellect, yeah. To reason, to question, to produce questions. It's automatically produced. Seek for an answer. Intellect. Uh, uh, Asking question doesn't mean much. Seeking for an answer, satisfactory answer to your questions is very human. Questions almost automatically come, and human free will that's completed require to receive a satisfactory answer. Right? These are our wealths. When you are satisfied, let me some more, any more?
Emotions, feelings.
Sorry?
Your emotions.
Emotions. So that was the second step I was going. Good. It's so I have emotions, I must satisfy them. Feelings, I must satisfy them. Right? So if my feelings are not satisfied, do you think they are wealth for me, or they are the source of torture for me? Which one?
Blazing fire.
Blazing fire. If human feelings are not satisfied, human beings are in trouble. Do you experience this? A very severe trouble, actually, source of pain. Your emotions become a source of pain. You love your mother, but your mother passes away. What happens? The pain starts. Correct? So, if the person may say, if only I didn't have this love, so that I wouldn't experience the pain as it disappears. But reality is out there. We have the sense of love, and we need to satisfy. How can I satisfy my emotions? How can I satisfy the inquiries of my intellect? How can I do that? So using this wealth to give away means an idea.
You attribute it to the source.
So to be aware, no, maybe recorded, you could think the recorded again.
I doubt it, but if you can
You
repeat
can
it.
repeat or you repeat.
Giving away is basically detaching your personhood from it and attaching it with the reason for your existence in the first place.
It means reason for your existence is what?
That you were created.
Yeah, but the first point you made, you yourself made, self-awareness, it means you are aware. You are aware of the existence of your feelings, emotions. To give away means to detach. Not to use those wealth for your own worldly benefit. No, it is ultimately your benefit, but we need to emphasize it. Worldly benefit. Worldly benefit means gives you satisfaction until you die. That's worldly benefit by definition. Not human expectations are satisfied. In order to have a satisfied human feelings, what do you have to have? Use this wealth for example, ability to reason, intellect, ability to feel, experience, in order to be satisfied. How can you be satisfied if you don't, if you use it for worldly benefits? It means worldly benefit. I'm not saying world is bad. If you use if you get the purpose of your existence restricted between your birth and death, that is animal. That's animal life, which we have. I don't deny, which we have, but human side says it is not enough. I want absolute, eternal, infinite satisfaction. So how can you utilize these wealth? So far we listed something. These are all important wealth, elements of wealth, human wealth. How can I utilize these wealth in order to fulfill the purpose of the existence of these wealth? These wealth. Do you understand? In order to fulfill the purpose of this kind of elements of wealth in their existence. Why do you think one of the most important elements of wealth, self-awareness, intellect, what did you say? Free will, I get to choose, yeah. Existence. Why am I given all these elements of wealth? How can I utilize them in such a way that they should not be wasted away by using them like an animal? How can I utilize it as a human being, which requires in every sense eternity? Eternity. Do you understand now? Now, the aim of the Quran, I will say, in that exaggerated language, has nothing to do with giving the money to another person. That is not the purpose of the Quran. Come on, Quran doesn't give you any humanitarian advice, but it includes in it, practically. But the purpose of the teachings of the Quran cannot be reduced to that level only, because, again, I feel that I'm repeating a lot. This kind of points which I feel, I understand that they are not commonly and satisfactorily emphasized in the communities, believing communities. They are not. That's why I say, for example, helping others in order to feel the need to help needy ones, you don't need God's guidance. It is already innate in you. God, you don't need God to tell you extra that there is a needy person here, come on, give some of your wealth to him. Because we are created in such a way that everybody ultimately knows that everything extra to my bodily need will be left behind. So what do people do? I have 2 billion people, $2 billion. They start getting old and they start saying, okay, what am I going to do with this money? I'm going to die soon. I'm 85 years old, 80 years old. The money will be left in my bank account and I will have nothing to do with it. Do you need any reminder? to spend it on somebody else. They say, okay, let me, for example, build a hospital or a charity organization or a shelter house for the homeless people. They don't have to receive the reminder from any words of God. It means from God. It is already innate in us. The purpose in it, when God says, you have to give your wealth away. Don't own it. I love the word you use. Detach yourself from it. It means not to deny their existence. They are given to you, but don't own it and use it only for your worldly life, animal life. I'm going to have the best house. I'm going to have the best car or transportation. Now, people are not satisfied with cars, now helicopters or airplanes. I'm going to have the best food and servants. But these are only valid for your body needs, egoistic expectations, which can last only until you die. You don't need a guidance from God. Do you think animals need guidance from God? How to live in the forest? Extra guidance, apart from their instinct, which are given, which these instincts are given to human beings by their creator, correct. Apart from this, a verbal encouragement. Do they need it? They are much happier than the people who live in New York, as far as we are concerned here as New Yorkers. So they are much happier. They don't run 2 hours to back and forth in order to go to work and get into the cells. This they call it, this offices and imprison themselves. They are free. They feed themselves much better than in a healthy way. They don't eat anything unhealthy. Junk food. Animals don't eat junk food. Plants don't eat junk food. Human beings do. That's our free will. So free will is very valuable, very precious, but we are entitled through the free will to choose this way or another way. The purpose of being a human being, Quran keeps saying that I'm speaking to human beings. Again, we have to understand that human beings not, if you see me, no, my human side. My God trains my human side. My creator, by speaking to me, speaks to me in order to train, educate, prepare my human side. So I have to understand the Quran on the background of saying, look, my God is speaking to my human side. So when he says, who gives his wealth away, that self-purification is the explanation of it. The translation says as self-purification, but the language, you can understand it because as self-purification rather than in order to purify themselves. Yeah, it is a not. It is a verb. This is self-purification is a noun. I mean, I'm not criticizing the translation. All translations are okay, but essentially bad. So, but we cannot really blame the translators because it is impossible. You have to get into the context of the whole teachings of the Quran. That's why we have no right to criticize the translators, but at the same time, they are bound to limit themselves with their secular understanding of dictionary meaning. Do you understand this? But when you are reading the translation, be careful. Be careful. It is a very, very reduced, it is bound to be very reduced translation of the Word of God. Even the translation is from Quranic language into Arabic, modern Arabic especially. Still, if it is not modern Arabic, still the same. For example, let's say you know classical Arabic. In classical Arabic, mal, the word mal, never meant in the language of the people apart from or beyond the meaning of property, wealth, yeah, merchandise. In the classical Arabic, also the same. But we have to understand Quranic Arabic. What does it mean, Quranic Arabic? The purpose of God speaking to human being, speaking to human side. What does he mean to me when he speaks, my creator speaks to me, when he says mal? Do you understand? So the language is a means, but at the same time, we have to use the grammar structure of the language in order to understand the purpose of the creator. Be careful the difference. The purpose of the creator. Why does it speak to me? Always you ask this. To my human side. What does it mean as far as my human side is concerned? What mal means? Then we come up with this kind of options that we heard from you. Do you understand? It is very legitimate, very Quranic understanding, but wealth, as it is understood in the community, in the civilization, has nothing to do with the Quranic meaning. But we have to use the language well. That is inevitable. Even when you are not aware of the purpose of the Quran, the speech of God, even you use Arabic, original classical Arabic, which is the grammatic structure, is the grammatic structure of the Quran, yeah, it is Arabic, still you wouldn't benefit from it if you don't ask this question. What God meant or God can mean by using the word man. This is not only this verse, maybe, I don't know, I'm guessing in the Quran, the word mal must have been used around 100 times. So if you understand one of them, you can apply this understanding to all of them. But what we are doing here, we are not only studying one word, we are studying methodology of understanding the Quran, the word of God, speech of God, how we should approach it. This is the specific purpose of this class. Educate ourselves, train ourselves how to benefit from the Quran, speech of God, without falling into contradiction. With the purpose of the speech of God and the purpose of the civilization that I have inherited or under the influence of this civilization. What do they inherited civilization and outside civilization, the civilization of the present day, what do they offer me? What does the Quran offer me? That must be my main question. Nothing to ask.
Earlier you said this statement, and correct me if I understood it wrong, but you said something like, when we were studying the giving away aspect of it, you said utilization or fulfillment of this wealth requires either, you said eternity or eternal existence. You said one of these two words.
No. In order to fulfill my needs, not human needs, but eternity, the same thing. What do you mean by eternity, eternal existence?
I just didn't want to say the wrong word.
No, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, meaning the same thing.
No. Anything, for any purpose, we use our human wealth. We should ask this question. When I use my intellect, my existence, my self-awareness, my free will, when I use them, my emotions, feelings, do I gain eternity? Do I become aware that I am created for eternity, and I become aware of its definite existence? Your self-awareness, your existence, after using it in the right way, detaching yourself, not using it for this worldly purpose only, it means until you die, you will definitely find eternity. It is inevitable. I want eternally existence, eternal. I want to exist eternally. I want to have an eternal self-awareness. I want to have eternal satisfaction, satisfactory answers to my human questions. I want to be sure that all my emotions, everything must be eternally satisfied. How can I do that? When you do it, giving away means, now what we understand now, giving away means using your wealth not only to satisfy your worldly life. That is giving away from the worldly purposes. While you are doing this, let's be fair, practically, if you have some property, and if you see somebody needs of them and you don't need, it is extra to you. And if you give this extra property to the needy ones, you also have another opportunity to experience what? Giving away is within my nature, which means, now giving away means sharing your knowledge, sharing your human satisfaction. A friend of yours is having trouble, under depression, right? And couldn't get satisfactory answers, and he's puzzled. He is not satisfied with his life. So, using your experience and sharing this experience with the other person, what do? You help them. When you help them, by sharing it, you experience the value of helping. It means your Creator has given you the sense of help. Yeah, it's one way of experiencing it. So it doesn't mean that we shouldn't bother about the needy ones, and we shouldn't bother about property, physical property. No, it doesn't mean that. But first, main purpose must be understood, must be grasped, understood, realized. And then, practically, you can give away, you feel obliged to give away, but again, the purpose is to understand that your Creator loves giving away. That's why He gave you away your existence, your life, your feelings, your human qualities, and also your body. Yeah? So your consciousness, self-awareness. He has all given all this to you. You say, my God is very generous and my Creator is very generous, and to be generous is one of the purpose of my existence, to experience that my Creator is generous, to understand. But this is the last thing. Last thing. Before understanding what it really means, giving away means doing this, an atheist can do that as well, in order to satisfy himself, in order to make himself feel satisfied, comfortable, proud, right? But they don't need God's guidance to give away. Do you think people, Muslims, the students of the Quran, are giving away more than atheists? I don't think so. You know why? You know why? Why I don't think so? Those people who believe in the hereafter, as it is clearly explained and also demonstrated, the evidence that you cannot really deny in the Quran, we are very, very satisfied that we will live eternally, and my duty is just to obey God's commands as far as I can, and I don't need any other factor to satisfy me apart from my relationship with God as an obedient worshipper of God, as He asks me. But those people who have no belief in the absolute being, their life is totally meaningless. We have to understand that. They have no satisfactory source or reason for them to be happy. They look for artificial ways of making themselves feel happy, satisfied, so that they will have some sort of confidence in their being. Said, look, I am doing something right. I'm not a bad person, so I am a good person, so that they will get satisfaction. They feel more need than the believing people in order to look for artificial, temporary ways of satisfaction. So atheists give more. We have to understand. In order to help, because there is no other venue for them to satisfy themselves. Do you understand that? So it doesn't mean that let them do it and we shouldn't do it. No. It is the way we are created. We should do it as well. But by giving away the extra property we have to the needy ones, it shouldn't be a way of satisfying our worldly life. It should be a means of realizing that my Creator is the free giver. Do you understand the difference? He gives away to satisfy himself. A believing or the student of the Quran gives away in order to experience the quality of his Creator and to make sure that my Creator is definitely the one who gives freely. That's why He gave me life freely. He gave me intelligence freely. He's a free giver. So to make sure and establish in your relationship with your Creator, saying that you are the most generous one. I experienced that how beautiful it is, how satisfactory it is. It means that is your way of being a God. Do you understand? So we have no similarity. We have no similarity in even our physical actions with the atheist people who give away more than the believing people. Do you know that all these famous, you don't know whether they believe or not, the famous people have all endowments, charity organizations, and almost every big company have charity organizations. Some people say that they use it for cheating tax. But at the same time, not all of them for this, but they give half of their property away. The rich ones even more than half, billions. If they are billionaire, they give millions away, especially as they get old. Yeah, because what am I going to do with them? Yeah, they know that. It is instinct. The difference, there is no similarity at any level between an atheist's giving and a believer's giving. And also, our definition of giving has nothing to do with the atheist's giving. In practical terms, even has nothing. Our giving is expected to have nothing to do with atheist's giving. So we can, I think I will move away to the second part of the verse. In order to purify themselves, tazakka. What is purification? Of course, we know, let's go a little bit into technical side of it. Purification, the zakat, tazakka comes from the same root, okay? Rightly, the people emphasize on the meaning of zakat is not only giving to charity, but it is a purification. I hear this. People say that. We appreciate that. Yes, okay. The term zakat is understood. At least it is in its root meaning. Zakat doesn't mean giving. The zakat means purification. All right? But in practical terms, by giving away, we purify ourselves. Do you understand? In practical terms. Did you get it? By giving away, the believers are expected to purify themselves. The main problem is, which is not a problem for you now, after discussing this giving away, what giving away means, what do you mean by purification? Yeah? To purify yourself, to purify yourself. What do you mean by purification? As if I am a dirty laundry and giving away my dirt, and I am clean now, purified. It's like that. What does it mean? Purify yourself. Use the previous, well, what we discussed about giving away our wealth, human wealth, for an hour. I see the clock there. So for an hour, you can understand now purification. Use your word, detaching. My extension to the word detaching was, do you notice that? Not spending it for this worldly life only. Yeah? It is just the last thing, animal side of it. It is just the last thing to take into account for human satisfaction. Purifying means these are not mine. These human properties, none of them is mine. They are all given to me in order to realize
the qualities of my creator.
Yeah, in order to realize the qualities of their source of existence. He is giving to me in order to call me back, turn back to me. Get to know through these tools, through these means, who I am. Because what is reflected in your existence is nothing but the qualities of Creator are manifesting themselves in your existence. So if you return back to its real owner, return back what? All your properties back to its own real owner, what you do now? You are pure. It means you have no claim of ownership over anything. You are pure. That's purification. Do you understand? It's beautiful purification. Yeah? It is not like, my clothes is dirty, I'm going to wash it and get the dirt away, and it's pure now. Yes. How can I wash my human side that it can be pure after being washed? There is only one way. Realizing that they are not mine. So using it in the name of their real owner, the creator, their real owner, the creator, in order to get to know who my source of existence is. Look, I hoped inside from this concept that we may study these following verses. I hope that we can study, if not today, next week. Don't worry. Let's understand one word. Eh? One word is enough in one class. Because to understand one word is not the point. While we are understanding one word, what we are doing, we are establishing the understanding, the principles of understanding, communicating with the word of God. So this is one word, this is another word. You get the now methodology. So when another word comes, which is used, for example, charity means giving away and purifying yourself, and then you learn that. You say, okay, purifying myself. What does it mean? What does purifying myself mean? How can I purify myself? Dirtying your egoistic desires for what? What are egoistic desires? You don't say that the property is yours only. God gave it to you so you can share with the other people. Okay, I share with whatever. Did I purify myself? Yeah, I mean, it is not totally wrong. It is better than not giving away anything. So, but it's not the purpose of the teaching of Quran, your God. Teachings of the presented, the teaching of your Creator presented in the Quran. Do you understand? It cannot be. You can, even without hearing the Quran, you know that when you give away, you are happy. Don't you? Go and ask an atheist, by definition an atheist. I don't know who is atheist. Then I don't believe really that there is a real atheist in the world. But they are not identifying themselves with a certain religion. That's why in the society, in the general language, the word atheist is used. Represents somebody who is not really listening to the speech of God. That by definition we are discussing, not aiming any person. So, as an atheist, imagine he gave away, let's say, fed 1,000 homeless people, but if there are real homeless, I don't know. They are not in New York or Manhattan especially. But there are needy people, definitely. That is an economical problem, the product of secular society, mostly drug addicted, mostly, I don't think all of them, but lazy people, etc., etc. But let's assume that you fed 1,000, an atheist fed 1,000 real needy people for a year or so. Don't you think that he feels happy, comfortable, satisfied? Yes, he does. I believe he does. That's why he's doing it. He feels satisfaction. Don't you think? No one answers.
Yeah.
The same reason.
Sorry?
as, like, I think that actually it's for the same reason as like the believer does it, where there's this big part of like egoistic.
Whatever it is, but satisfy themselves. That's why they do it. Right? It is instinctive anyways, but if you compare it with the one who does it, the one who does it and practices it, and the one who doesn't practice it. So the one who practices it feels happy. Okay. Is it purification? There's nothing to do with purification. Just selfish happiness. Okay, it is good for you until you die. Do you understand this? So this terminology of the Quran is so much reduced to a very simplistic understanding. Almost, I call it secular understanding of the Quran. Do you understand that? Why I call it like this, I label it in this way, secular understanding of the Quran. Unfortunately, we have to wake up. So purification, we understood that any wealth which is given to us through our existence to be used in order to get to know who my creator is and don't own it, of course. It's not mine. But it is given to me for a purpose. We are wrapping up. It is given to me for a purpose, and the purpose is to get to know who my source of existence is, so I will establish a familiarity between me and my creator, and I will be sure of my existence, of my expectations and everything. Okay, I am comfortable in my existence. Getting, aging, dying, well, doesn't matter. Everything is to be used in order to get to know its creator. When you understand this, a human being is expected to get full satisfaction. But if I say, still, I want to be happy in this world. Yes? Example, I want to get this profession. That is human desire. Again, this human desire must be utilized in the way that they are created for. What? You want to get a position, honorable position, honorable way of life. Yeah, the best thing is human honorable position, humanly best of life is what? To feel secure in the, if you like, protection of your creator. It means I belong to him. I belong to him. All these senses belong to him, and I have to use them in order to secure my existence. My existence in every sense, existence of my intellect, existence of my feelings, existence of my self-awareness, the language we use today, to make sure that they will be secure eternally, because I belong to the eternal. How comfortable you should feel. Of course, it needs something else. So, the following verse also we can study. Although this verse is okay to me, verse 7, the two verses we studied, 17 and 18. Of course, if you are like this, you are away, you will be kept away from blazing fire. You are secure in your existence. What kind of blazing fire is it? You get it? There is no blazing fire for you. You are comfortable in your existence. You have no worry. You belong to the absolute one, eternal one, and it is your owner, it is your boss, it is your everything, right? So 17 and 18 are covered. 19 also, let's study the 19 and leave it. The time for prayer is getting tight, and doesn't expect. وَمَا لِأَحَدٍ عِنْدَهُ مِنْ نِعْمَةٍ تُجْزَى. I think if you really apply this method that we practice today to the following words, I'm sure you will understand what it means. And doesn't expect any reward from anyone. It means when I am using my human abilities, human maths, in order to get to know my Creator, do I mind about your appreciation, or do I mind about the appreciation of my Creator? What does it mean? I understand that my existence, the purpose of my existence, to get to know my Creator. What do you think the Creator will say to me? What is expected of Him in His relationship with me? I will just say that, as far as I am concerned, this verse is okay and it is understood. I'm very happy to create you. You fulfill the full purpose of your existence. It means you fulfill the full purpose of my purpose in creating you. Do you understand that? Is it clear? Is it clear? Yeah, that's why I created you, and you well done. You've done well, perfect. I am happy with you. That is the last verse. He will come in, and he will be well pleased with his Creator. In other words, not here, that, and if you are well pleased with your Creator will be well pleased with you, because you fulfilled the purpose. We will study that, all right? Mm-hmm.
So, sorry, just this verse, and does not expect any reward from anyone.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I understood the point. Are we saying that that I should not expect to be rewarded for detaching myself
from any other creature, including your egocentric expectations, even yourself?
So reward in this instance is what exactly?
Appreciation.
Okay.
Now we can study this a little bit deeper. I don't know whether we have time for it or not.
8:15.
8:15. Yeah, we can study that a little bit deeper. If someone takes the note for the next week, for what is the reward expected from anybody in purifying myself by giving away my human qualities, human wealth. What is ultimately expected? This is what I mean. A reward from whom? Who benefits from it? Who benefits from it? Let's touch upon it next week and then start the discussion from where go into a very important concept again, wajhullah in Arabic, Quranic term. It is translated here, the countenance of God. It means His God here. What does it mean? So some people say pleasure of God, etc. We will discuss that as well. And then if you finish, it depends on, we have the following chapter to go on, and it's ready. Don't worry. And then we can go into the next chapter. Otherwise, we can discuss on it and make sure, slowly but surely, steadily but surely to benefit from it. We are not studying the verses in order to have knowledge, to develop methodology. That's what the purpose of this class is. If somebody expects, I don't think any of you expects this, to get some information about Islam, religion, it's not information. Sorry, you can go many other sources we have, which provides you with lots of information. Okay, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.
Can you click again? Okay. And oops. Let's see. I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm still waiting to get my friend.
And
Yeah.
yeah.